I'm excited about today's subject. I'm really excited because one of the things that Steve McLaren was talking about was um, social media and what's important and what should you show and what counts. And he did this thing that really was powerful. He talked about being yourself, but he talked about two questions you need to always ask yourself when you put something out on social media, particularly when you're in a business environment, building a community. And he said, you have to always ask yourself, so what? And why does it matter? That's what the audience is saying. So what? Why does it matter? What's important? So I thought I'd go through that. And I went through the exercise before I got on here. And I challenge you because it'll help you have clarity. Clarity helps you to move in the right direction. But to have clarity on what are you doing? And then after you find out what it is, say, so what? Why does that matter? And then you explain to yourself, well, this is why I do this. So what? Why does that matter? So let's go. Why am I here? Brave, why are you doing these Facebook Lives? So what does it matter that you're doing Facebook Lives? Why are you doing Facebook Lives? Well, I do these because I want to help you build your confidence and provide a place for you to receive encouragement. So you say, so what? Why does that matter? Well, that matters because as people begin to build their confidence, they begin to feel good about themselves. And when you start to feel good about yourself, you start to realize that there's more to life than just your job and just coming home. And that maybe there is something else that I can do because I'm not just my job. This is not it. He's convinced me this is not it. Well, so what? Why does that matter? Well, as you start to build your confidence, you begin to believe. And it says, you start to believe and you want to do what you're really passionate about. So what? So what does that matter? Why does that matter that you want to, all of a sudden you build your confidence, you start believing that you're more than your job, that you can do what you're passionate about. So what? Why does that matter? Well, if you begin to do what you're passionate about, then you're happier and you begin to love what you do and you really begin to get paid, not what you're worth, but what really is valuable. You really get paid extremely well. Not just monetarily, but even the intangible benefits, like having an impact on someone else's life. So not just money and making someone else's life better. But so what? Why does that matter? When that happens, when you do what you're passionate about, you begin to gain more money and not just to make a difference. You see, when you do what you're passionate about, you start to see that you get a large flow of income. And it's then, my friend, you begin to make an impact on people's lives in a big way, because now you don't just want to do it. You now begin to have the resources to do what you really are passionate and want to do. And then you can really make a difference and impact on those causes. Like Stu McLaren talking about building schools in Kenya, building schools in Dominican Republic. Do what Russell Brunson does. He's got the Underground Railroad for enslaved, women in slavery, the sex trade business. So being able to get out of that. So then you say, so what? Why does that matter? Well, here's what begins to happen. You begin to live to your purpose. And as you make that impact, you begin to realize why, truly why you're here. And you start to realize that it's bigger than me. This is bigger than me. And I would have never realized had I not began with that crazy guy, Bravel, and allowed him to influence my life and build my confidence to a point where I began to really live into my passion, and then take that passion and really begin to make a difference in people's lives, and then make a difference in people's lives to a point where income began to come in, because I was doing not what I did for a living. I did what I loved for a passion. And then I was able to take that money and create a great impact in something that I really believe in. God put me here for. And then you start to realize this is bigger than me. This is why I'm here. And you say, so what? Why does that matter? Oh, my friend, it matters when you get older and you sit back and you think about what you accomplished. Instead of sitting over there in a sense of regret, you can now sit with a sense of gratitude and peace and love and understanding, because you made a difference in many people's lives, because you didn't sit on the sideline and let life pass you by. You took a chance on that guy Bravel, and you decided to start increasing your confidence so that you began to believe that you can live into your passion and touch the lives that God really wants you to. But it all started because you received some encouragement, and you begin to build your confidence. You see, you can't give what you don't have. When you start to feel good about yourself, you can start giving that away to others, and they feel good about themselves. And then you can start living into that passion that's deep down inside that you want to share, but you just have this uneasiness of feeling inside. But yes, you'll get over it with your confidence built. So on that, 2 stories. I told one yesterday, but I mean, that story was my heart. You know, you go and I talked about Upward Basketball and having a child on my team the first time I coached. His mother was almost afraid. She wanted to pull him off the team because he was autistic. And I said, no, he's good for this team. He needs to be here. Let him play. And with a little reluctance and a little faith in me, she let him play. Like I mentioned yesterday, in the beginning, I had this hard charging team, and everyone was supposed to play, but he would catch the ball, maybe throw it to 1 or 2 people. But that's all he would do all during these games. But all season, I kept thinking, there's something special about this kid, and I'm going to make sure that we get a chance. He gets a chance to really do something and impact the team in a big way, and get an opportunity to actually play and score in the game. That was my goal. Make sure he scores. So we went through the whole season. In the last game, I can still see it. I had convinced the opposing coach, and he convinced his players. I convinced my players. We're going to give, I forgot his name, him the ball, and we're going to let him score. So here we are. We're in this game in the first quarter, and he gets the ball. Everyone backs up and gives him space and allows him to shoot. And he gets it in. Oh, man, it was a joy when he shot. His confidence shot up in such a degree that the rest of the game, when he played, they didn't attempt to stop him, but he became like this mad player, and he scored about 4 or 5 more times. I was practically in tears. His mother was in tears. It was a life-changing experience to realize that if you don't have the hope in yourself, I have the hope in you. Here we go. If you have the hope like I had in him, man, it made a world of difference for his wife, for his mother, and for him. And to this day, if I were to see him, I'm going to look his name up. I've got the list of the teams, and next time when I tell that story, I will have his name. But yeah, I can assure you it changed his life tremendously. Second story. This is about a friend of mine that, I worked for a long time for a large insurance company, and I was in the training department, and I found this guy. And he had a degree in IT of some sort, but he was working. He had just made it into this company, and he was working in the call center, sort of like as a lead, because he was kind of techy. So they used him to help out, testing some of the new software, training some of the people on how to use it. But as it is with these larger companies, there was some politics, and he couldn't get out of there. He was kind of like stuck in that environment. But I saw him and I met him, and I was like, man, I need you on. We're growing our team. I need you. You'd be good. And luck has it, not luck, God, destiny has it. There was a small window of like 2 days. Somehow it opened up where he could apply. And I still remember my boss said that his manager came and said, he's no good and you don't want him on your team. But my boss didn't listen to him, as I didn't. And we picked him up because he had applied, and we picked him up and we put him on the team, and he worked for me for a while, and then he advanced to web trainer. But I knew this guy was good and that he needed to be promoted to even higher levels. So I started talking to my boss about making him one of the full-fledged trainers. And there was another buddy of mine who had come from another company, and he had been advanced, and he was trying to convince my boss too, we need to advance this guy. We really do. I remember I was working for about a year trying to get this guy advanced. I knew he had the skill. I knew he had the ability. I knew he'd be great. And I kept pushing for it. For some reason, it was a mental block. My boss just wouldn't advance this guy. We'd hire all these other people. They said, we need to advance this guy. Now, you're going to love this part, because I'm sure you had this experience in the past, if not personally, but someone close to you. I'm driving on my way to work in the morning, I guess listen to music at that time. And then I get a call from the boss. Hey, he says to me, hey, I got an idea for you. He said, what do you think of this? What do you think of advancing so-and-so to a trainer? I knew my jaw nearly dropped. It's like, I've been working on this for a year. And he comes up like he's got a new idea. So he said, what do you think? I said, well, yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. I worked for a year, and the greatest joy, it's a joy when you advance yourself. You get advanced, and I know that. You feel good about yourself. But there's no greater joy when you can help someone else. Man, I was so excited. My wife was like, why don't you think about yourself being advanced? And I'm like, man, there's no greater joy than to fight for someone else and to see them be able to rise up and bloom. So to make a long story short, what happened after that, I was military, And my boss used to always say, "Well, do you think they'll ever recall you?" And I said, "No, no, I'm just trying to do my time and then get out." And I happened to get a clearance, and they called me. So I went out. I ended up in Iraq for a year. But man, the stories came as I left. As I was gone, he bloomed as a trainer, and then they put him in charge of the trainers, advanced him to director, then advanced him to AVP, assistant vice president. Isn't that incredible? Man, I could have been so much more happy. And to this day, that's where he is. And all because I had an idea and I could see it as I see it in you. You see, all people need is an opportunity and some encouragement and someone to help them and teach them how to build that confidence in themselves. Because once you build that confidence in yourself, man, you can conquer the world, but you can't do it alone. And that's the key. And that's why I talk about, I've got this group here, but I've been working with some great, probably one of the greatest people in marketing. So I'll be changing the look of um, my Facebook page. But I think even before I change it, go ahead and like and join the group. I'm going to change it totally so that it really tunes in on why am I here to help build your confidence so that you can build your confidence, feel good about you, and then be able to realize that you can live into your passion and then be able to make a real impact on the world and then be able to live into your purpose and realize that your purpose is larger than just you and that you finally realize the reason you're here and why you have an opportunity um, to share and then be able to look back when you're older and be thankful that someone had a little bit of faith in you and you took a little step out and did something that wasn't comfortable so that you could become all that you knew you wanted to become, was too afraid to ask. It's been great. I love it. I hope it was good for you. So take that test. Ask yourself, why am I here or what am I doing? What do I do? And then say, so what? Why does it matter? So what? Why does that matter? So what? Why does that matter? And really zero in on your purpose. And you'll begin to move a tremendous way. I just hope I can be a little part of it, like I was with my other buddy, made a assistant vice president. But you can do the same for you. But I'm gonna let this go for now. It's been a joy. Yeah, join. Go ahead and do that. Become a part. I'd love to be able to share more with you and watch you grow because you're what's important to me. Thank you. Have a good evening.